like in the future, I feel like everyone's gonna have like automatic cars that drives,
And then,
whoever has like some manual fucking vintage car is like fucking that's the shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And and those cars you're gonna have to drive on like separate roads.
Yeah, separate roads or like tracks.
And people are gonna think it's so unsafe because they're getting accidents or whatever. Yeah. It's like ancient technology.
They're like, you really had the stick shift. You had to change the gears.
Yeah. What's
These
gears,
cars don't
bro?
even have gears. What the fuck?
What's an engine? And then I think they'll start to get excited when they hear the sound of a naturally aspirated V8 fucking humming. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 714 podcast. I'm here with my friend Daniel. How's it going?
It's all good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. This is an amazing time. It's just like a few days away from New Year's.
Yep.
So happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year's,
yeah, bro. That shit. It's like what is it? It's been so fast this past year. 2 years, really. 2 years have gone by so fucking fast. Yeah. It's unbelievable. I mean, in 2020 when all that shit went down to now, it seems like a completely really different world.
Yeah. I mean, 2021, in my opinion, went by super fast.
Yeah.
And as you said, like since the pandemic, it just feels like one giant year, but even though it's been like 2.5 or something.
I know. You know? It seems like one.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast that went. I didn't even know I was a junior in college until recently. Yeah. I was like, shit, I'm a junior already. For
me, it's like the Snapchat stuff that says like 2 years ago today or 3 years ago today. And I was like, that was like 2 years ago.
I know.
3 years ago? What the fuck? You know, like,
bro, it goes by so fast. And it seemed like every year is going by faster and faster. And you know, it's fun at the same time. Like I try not to look back for that reason, because then in the past you get kind of dragged down by what happened and like, oh, I miss these memories and shit. It's good to be nostalgic, but at the same time you gotta keep moving forward. Like,
in my opinion, you should always move forward. Yeah, like always, and then just maybe once in a while, just look back a little, like in the rear view mirror to see what you've accomplished or
the progress
today. Yeah,
man, it's crazy. Yeah. This podcast
always
alone, man.
Forward.
I didn't even know how many episodes we did until we did that 100th episode. Yeah. I was like, damn, 100 episodes. Who knows where that time went, man? Like, this never feels like something that I have to do. It's just something that I thoroughly enjoy the process of, and therefore it feels like nothing. Like, this is just something that I love doing. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do it. Like, I think every person, when they realize their thing, their purpose, like their pursuit, and are in the place where they can actually fucking fulfill it, I mean, that's like the biggest blessing in the world right there.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've been, and we talked about this in the other podcast, but you've been through the whole process with me the whole time.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was always, I think we didn't even talk about it. I didn't even tell you for a long time. And then eventually I started talking to you about it. And within that year, it all came to be, which was insane. The process of it.
2.5 years later.
Yeah, 2.5 years, man. Went by so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now we're in just like a completely different world where I don't even the person I was then doesn't exist. Is what's happened.
Of
like,
course.
That person has grown so much that I don't even realize who that person was. Like that 18-year-old me.
Yeah.
That's gone forever.
Yeah. I mean, you grow, everybody grows, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think like even like the pandemic had to do with that. It's just like we're getting older, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
More experiences, you know? So you become like more, I guess your perspective changes, you know? So that makes you a different person.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, this past year has definitely, I've grown a lot just because the year before, it was more of just in the house all the time. But this year, when things started to get back up, that's when I realized I've grown a lot more because, like you said, the experiences I've I've gone through a lot more this year than in 2020. And that has built me up. Those experiences of traveling, meeting new people, going back on campus, like that, all that shit has brought me to another level. And
of course, and the conversations you have with people.
Yeah, the conversations especially. Yeah, and getting back to being in person. Like I remember in 2020, all I fucking wished for was to be back with people and talk to them, because this you can't replicate with a Zoom call.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's just not the same.
We did one. We did a Zoom call. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I was in my room.
Yeah.
You were in your room.
Yeah. It's just not the same.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. And being able to conversate with people on this level is a blessing. And I'm glad we get to do it again.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how we started there was a room in your university somewhere, like the honors business program, something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Business honors program. Yeah.
And then it started there, right? And then after that, it was the Zoom. And then after that, it was this place in like Newport. And then after that, we're here now today in a different
and
place.
There was did you mention the dorm?
The dorm?
I was in the dorm for a minute.
Really?
Yeah, like not the dorm, but the dorm study room. Remember where we did the Thanksgiving special?
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, 2 different rooms.
Yeah,
you're like a nomad.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, a lot of spaces, but I've enjoyed the process. Like that's the best part of it.
Yeah,
and speaking of like just the process and experiences. I talked to you about the trip I went to New York and shit.
Yeah, so you just got back like 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. That was a fun trip. That was, I think 7 years I've went back. So like 7 years ago I was in New York, but this time was completely different because I was without my parents and it was just like me, my brother and my cousin, and we just did whatever the fuck we wanted. Yeah. Like it was just a different experience. And that city, man, is something special. Like now that I get to visit it, even though it's like a pandemic and all their shit is happening, they require vaccine mandates everywhere and shit. But besides that, it was special to be in that city because the people are always fucking bustling around and going about their business.
Yeah.
And it's just a special environment. And the food is probably some of the best food I've had in any city.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Far none. Like it was one of the best food spots you could go to because there's so many options. Like,
what did you have?
The first place we went to on the first night was an Italian place called Lil Frankie's. Shout out Lil Frankie's. But those guys are specialists in Italian food. Like I had what was it called? Spaghetti limone, which is the spaghetti with lemon sauce and Parmesan cheese. It was spectacular. Like it wasn't too lemony. You know how some places, I don't know if you had lemon pasta, but some places you just don't want to eat it because it's so citrusy. That flavor just hits you right in the fucking face.
Too acidic.
Yeah, too acidic. But this one was perfect. And then mixed with the Parmesan cheese, and the pasta was hand cut pasta. So it's not something you get out of a fucking box or something. It's fresh pasta, fresh Parmesan cheese, everything mixed together. Fucking amazing. Nice. And then what did my brother have? He had a pizza, margarita pizza, which was also phenomenal. I think
Dave, this was like an Italian, like authentic Italian place. Okay.
Fucking Italian, yeah. And I think even Dave Portnoy rated that place 8.2 or something like that. Yeah.
Like 8. Just the pizza? Or?
Yeah, just the pizza. Okay. Like because he does
pizza, yeah.
The pizza reviews. So he rated that place like 8.2 or 8 something. And yeah, then my cousin got another pizza, which was really good. And yeah, that was some of the best Italian we've had. And I couldn't even finish the whole thing because it was just so fulling, like all those carbs coming into your system.
Yeah.
And we couldn't even finish it. And then that night we went back to the hotel. And no, it was that morning I went and got bagels, like, cause New York City bagels are pretty good, right? Like they're, I think, worldwide known that New York City is the place to get bagels.
Yeah.
And so I went and walked down 44th Street, and that's where the hotel was, and just walked to some random bagel joint that I found on Google. And I walk in there, and that place is kind of busy, but there's like this Chinese lady running the whole thing. Like I could tell that she's the owner, because she was like telling everybody what to do. And even when I was like checking out and shit, she made sure that I had regular cream cheese, or else she would have charged me more if I had any other cream cheese. Like she made sure, like, she talked to the guy who made my bagel. It's like, is this regular cream cheese? I'm like, God damn, it's probably like $1 more if I did anything else. But yeah, it's regular, bro. Like, God damn. She fucked me, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah. I was like wilding over there. But yeah, that place was really good.
What did you learn, like, from that trip?
That trip, I didn't, just that going places, going to new environments is really something special, because not many people get to do that. And I know that, but if you have the opportunity to, it really broadens your perspective on life. Like when I got back, I just thought from a different level, because I didn't experience that before, of going to that city, meeting people, and understanding life. Like, that whole world is something different. Yeah. You know, you can't get that here. Even if you can watch videos about it, New York, or look at pictures, it's just not the same. There's something about that city that
I think it's like every city, like, you know, going to different places. It's just like, it's like not similar to the place you have been, because of like everything, the way everything looks, the way people live, you know, like their cultures, different cultures. There's just like so many different things that makes it like be, like experiencing it, makes it be like very different than just like looking at pictures and hearing stories. Like, you're in the moment. Yeah. In the moment. You're there, you know? Yeah. That's the biggest part, is I wasn't really thinking about anything else. Yeah. During those times, I was riding bikes with my family, or you said it was cold. Yeah, it was fucking freezing cold, bro. Like 30 degrees. I'm not used to that. 30 degrees? Yeah, holy 30 crap. Degrees at night. It was 30 degrees. And we were biking at like 2 a.m. with nobody outside and shit. So we were on the streets. It felt like, in some aspects, it felt like freedom, like just being able to go wherever the fuck you want. Was it busy like at 2 a.m. or no? Where we were, no. Okay. But probably in Times Square, yes. Like, that was, it's busy everywhere. But we went during Christmas time, so the city isn't as packed, because people leave for Christmas and shit. And some people even come to Christmas like we did. But it wasn't too bad. Like, the traffic and everything wasn't too bad. Okay. But yeah, the whole experience was just trying new things, like trying new food, meeting up with new people, and just seeing the city like in a new perspective. Like, I haven't seen New York from that lens of just biking around places and exploring. We really didn't have any plan. We just had destinations that we wanted to see, but then how to get there, when to get there, that was just like, we just left it to be, and we just fucking toured around. It was fucking amazing. Yeah. Did you see somewhere that you weren't like planning to see, that you happened to see, that like kind of blew your mind? Or I saw the Comedy Cellar. That it's a famous club in New York, and we were at this Mediterranean place. So this was, when was this? Thursday, I believe. Thursday. We were gonna go to a New York Knicks game, and we just got back from I believe Brooklyn, I think. And we just biked
we took a subway and walked to this Mediterranean place. I forget what it's called, but they have the hottest hot sauce I've ever tasted in my life. Like literally, it was out of this world hot. Like you could have the Sean Evans hot ones, and that shit would be at the last hot one sauce. Like that would be the last one. It was that hot.
Which pepper do you think it was?
I don't even know. It's probably a mix of a bunch of them, but I forget what it's called. I forget what the place is called, but it's right next to the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
It started with the M, and it's usually busy, but during that time we went at like 5 p.m. ish. It's in the heart of NYU, so that school is there. And so there's not that many kids during Christmas. So we went in there and we got falafels and this chicken, what was it called? Chicken kebab sandwich.
Yeah.
And a few of those. And then my cousin who's been there, he asked us to try this hot sauce. So he got a bunch of those. And he's like, he loves spice. So he put a bunch of that sauce on everything. Like he had falafel, he dipped it with everything, the rice, he dipped the whole sauce, and by the end of it he was sweating and he had to drink 2 bottles of water because it was that hot. It was something insane, bro. I don't even know what they put in that, but it was crazy how spicy it was. I don't even know if it's legal for people to sell that level of spice,
and it's probably not even healthy for your like body.
Yeah, no way. Because the first second you don't taste it. Like there's 1 second.
Oh, it's like an aftertaste.
Yeah, there's 1 second. Literally, you could time it, and it's 1 second where you put it in your mouth and you don't taste anything, and then right after it's hell, and then it's actually like hell, and then the spice down here, bro. Like that's how it is.
Wow,
it's wild. But yeah, that was a cool place. We sat outside and then met this guy who was the security at the Comedy Cellar, and he was a cool guy. He was talking to girls and shit. He was just the security. Yeah. But
that's every security everywhere, dude. Like even bars here.
Yeah.
You go to like bars by like Chapman University, like the securities are always like, talking with the girls, trying to like get their number. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we started talking to him, and he just talked to us about the Comedy Cellar and shit. And then he said, come down anytime, like, so now we have another contact with him. So whenever I go to the Comedy Cellar, I'm going to make sure he's there.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to the Knick game, which was
really? Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. Fucking amazing. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was a good trip. Good trip. Yeah. You still haven't been, right? Like
I still have not been to New York. I want to go there really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
We should go like, and I just went, but I would go like within 2 years. I would go again.
Yeah, okay. I'm down. We go together.
Yeah. It's such a fun city.
Maybe we do an episode there.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. We probably can. And then even after we went to New York, I went to Connecticut, which is not a place where many people go because there's literally nothing there. But I have family there, so that's like the only reason I went there. And also for the pizza, which is phenomenal. I don't know if you've heard of this place. It's called Sally's.
I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Yes.
Sally's and then Pepe's. Those two places are like famous New Haven spots, New Haven, Connecticut pizzerias. And on, I believe, the second to last night, we went there and it was some amazing pizza, bro.
I can tell like you really like Italian food.
Yeah. Especially good Italian. Like that level, you can't, I've never had a place over here. Maybe it's because I don't go to LA that much, and that scene over there is
probably in Orange there isn't there.
Yeah, not over here, not in Orange County.
Yeah.
That level of Italian is unheard of. Or I've never had it. If people know of places, please let me know, because I went to that place, Low Frankie's, and then in New Haven they have Sally's, which is, I believe, started in 1935.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's an old joint and
roughly what, 90 years, 80 years?
Yeah. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Pepe's is, I think, 1922. So like almost 100 years or something.
Next year. I mean, in a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those places are definitely, you could tell they have the recipe down to a science, because it's
100 years, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something special. That pizza was amazing. And I think most times you had to wait a pretty like decent amount to get into that place. It's like an hour wait, but we got it. We got Sally's to go, or like we just ate it in the car, like outside the car.
Okay.
And it was phenomenal. The everything about it is just like, the cheese is perfect. Like the whatever cheese they use, the sauce really tomatoey, a little sweet, but also has spice to it. Like, you know how tomato sauce, there's like,
is it like saucy, or is it like more to the drier side?
It's saucy.
It's like saucy.
It's not really saucy, but it's you could
like
taste the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not where it's super dry and you only taste cheese.
Gotcha.
There's a balance of cheese and sauce. And then,
I mean, they had 100 years to get this down.
Yeah, they got it down right.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that sets them apart is that it's coal fired.
Oh, okay.
The oven is coal fired, not like where there's a gas. Usually with gas ovens, you don't really get flavor from it. You either get flavor from coal or from wood.
Yeah, different woods. There's like different kinds of woods too, yeah.
That's the only two things that you get flavor from actually cooking it.
Interesting.
And then they use coal, and so you get that burnt taste at the end, like on the bottom of the crust. You could taste that charred flavor, which is amazing. Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking yeah. That place, the whole trip, we had the best food ever, bro. Like, it was insane.
It's really cool. Did you go to Connecticut with your cousin and your brother? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we went together, and Connecticut's a bit different. It's, I wouldn't say rural, but it's there's trees and people live further apart, and there's less
even
buildings.
Even more further than Orange?
Huh?
Like even more further than Orange? Like
I'm saying further apart as in like the houses are a little separated.
Okay. So it's not even suburbs. It's like further apart, like further apart.
There are suburbs, but it's just, you see a lot less buildings compared to here. Is what that's like the main point. Is
Gotcha.
It's different compared to the suburbs we call in Orange County. Like, it's a different kind of suburb.
Different vibes. See, that's why you see different things, different places, and everywhere is different. And that's how you said your thinking becomes different. Yeah. It's because you're exposed to all these different things, you know?
I know. That's a big part of it is I saw different ways of life. I saw people living differently, and different views give you different thoughts. And
for sure,
it was a great journey. And then also I stopped by, do you know what Sikorsky is?
No, I don't. No.
It's they make helicopters for the military. They even make the Black Hawk for the president.
Really?
And
I didn't know that.
And the manufacturing plant where they make it is in Connecticut. And my dad used to work at Sikorsky. Like, that was one of his first jobs after he graduated. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we didn't go like inside or anything, but we saw it from the outside, and you could see this massive helicopter they just have like sitting there. It was insane, bro. Like that the whole plant is like 8 acres of land it takes up.
Damn. And this was in New York, or?
No, it was in Connecticut.
Oh, that was in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So your dad used to live in Connecticut?
Yeah, he used to live there.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to UConn.
Okay.
University of Connecticut.
Nice.
Yeah. And so
very cool.
That was crazy to see, like, that whole plant there. They make every helicopter. I'm pretty sure most helicopters for the military.
Really?
So like,
do they make any for like civilians or no?
No, I don't think so.
Just military.
I mean, they got bought out by Lockheed Martin, or that that military company. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, so they make only military stuff. So military contracts and all that shit. It's great. It's that whole thing is gated and nobody can get in unless you have.
So that's why you couldn't go inside.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't have time.
No. You can't go inside. Like that shit is locked down.
Shyam's like at the door. He's like, guys, my dad used to work here. Can you let me in? Then I get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. You can't get in. Like there are places where my dad said only special people can go in to see the Black Hawk, because if that information gets out on how it's designed or what missiles they use or what steel they use or whatever, then other people will have that, and that's not a good thing for the U.S. So
yeah,
they only have exclusive people work on like the president's helicopter and shit. Mm-hmm. It's wild. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. That whole world is crazy, dude. The military, there's shit that like even now we don't even know of what they're working on. That they've been I for sure know that they're working on shit that is exponentially what we have now, like the speed of helicopters or the speed of
sure, dude. I had a chemistry
planes,
teacher,
right?
And should I say his name or no?
Just say like his initial or whatever.
His initial. I mean, I don't think he minds. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Mm-hmm. So I had this professor at SCC. His name was Mr. Wada. Professor
Mr.
Wada.
What?
Wada.
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 Really?
Very cool guy. I had him for like 2 semesters. And he was saying that his brother used to work like in the designing of planes and stuff in the military. Mm-hmm. And like he would tell them that he cannot say like a single word about anything to them.
Damn.
Whatsoever. And then like years later, after they made it and it came out, he was like telling them, you know how there's like noise canceling headphones and stuff? So the technology from that is from like making these like airplanes. There's like this like, I'm not sure like the science of it right now. I don't remember very well, but apparently there's like a signal that goes, that's like positive or something. And it has to go through something to become negative. So it becomes canceled. So then those planes could not be found like in other like radars or something. So that was the technology, and now they use it in headphones. So yeah, so he was working on that years ago. If I'm correct, I'm not sure. But
yeah,
he was talking about something like this. But the technology was interesting.
The technology that came from something unrelated to fucking headphones is now transferred to the consumer or the regular public, and there's so many examples of that. I think even during the space program, they had to develop what was it called? The power drill to basically do shit like fix things in space. You know, you can't manually do it, or it wouldn't have enough torque to put in a screw or take out a screw. So they had to develop an electric power drill. So they did that for a spaceship, but now everybody gets a power drill for their house or whatever whenever they.
Oh, so that was for that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got that from building a rocket ship, right? Yeah. Like so, all these aspects of
like innovation basically spreads like to different like industries and other things. Yeah,
it comes from people taking like giant risk. That's where the best innovation comes from, because at that time, you know. There's the famous speech of John F. Kennedy, right? He said it was at, what was it? Rice University. We probably listened to that speech in school.
I don't remember, bro.
It's a famous speech where it was what was one of the quotes that he said? He said it's.
Do you want me to Google it or?
Huh?
Do you want me to Google it? Actually,
no.
Wait, I don't even have my phone.
Yeah. Like I was thinking of it, or I forget. Whatever. It's
like, fuck it.
Dude,
he said something.
Yeah, it was at Rice University. I remember that, and he was talking about going to the moon and asking the American people that this is an endeavor that we have to go on, right? And oh yeah, here's the quote. It said, ask not what the government can do for you, or not ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Yeah, okay, that's the quote. That's the quote. That's like the famous quote from that speech.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And so, yeah, that speech, he said, he was basically asking the American people at the time asking their permission to take on this endeavor because it would cost a lot of money. They would have to raise taxes and shit. So he was making that speech for that reason.
But it was like historic.
Yeah.
But there's still people that like argue that like nobody landed on the moon and stuff like that.
I mean, you could go down that path for eternity. People will fucking say it was faked or it was in a studio or whatever. But I mean, sure, you could say that, but I choose to believe that we did it.
Yeah, same here.
If you don't,
I mean, it's like scientifically, it's like possible, and like there's like a space station, so like I don't see why it would be impossible, and why would they fake it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a time where people needed hope. Like they just came out off of war and shit from World War II in the 40s.
Yeah,
and then the Cold War was happening, or the Cold War was later, but
I think it was. I could be wrong, but I don't think they did that to just have hope. I think they were just like trying to compete with like this was during the Cold War. They were trying to compete with like the Soviet Union, and they were just trying to like they were basically measuring their dicks, bro.
I remember
they were like trying to show whose dick is bigger, you know?
Yeah.
So they're like, our dick can go all the way to the moon, you know?
We could go to the moon, boys.
Yeah. So then,
yeah, and yeah, dude. I remember Sputnik. That's the Russian satellite, right? So once they found out that the Russians are in space, they're like, bitch, we gotta get our own shit, right? And so they created NASA. And
that's how NASA was made?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was, I'm pretty sure it's because of the space program. I'm not sure if it was made before that, created before that, but I'm pretty sure it was created after, to do the space program to go to the moon.
Yeah.
And so John F. Kennedy, he said, not only are we going to go to the moon, but we're going to do it in this decade. He made that promise to people. And not only did they do it in a decade, they did it in 8 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
So less than a decade.
Yeah, less than a decade.
Nice.
And the guy who the main head scientist, or like one of the top scientists on that project, was a guy by the name of Werner von Braun, and he was a German scientist. And I don't know why they trusted the German guys when they just went to war for decades, like for about a decade, in World War II, but they trusted him, and
like he was like full on German, like they brought him from Germany, or
I mean he was in the U.S., so they gained his trust. He was a top scientist in the U.S., and he even worked on the atomic bomb.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he worked on the atomic bomb, and he was entrusted with this project as well to go to space, and then there's this famous quote of his in which JFK asks him, how will we do it? How will we go to space? Like, this shit hasn't been done. Nobody's done this. Nobody, like, this is just a dream to go to the moon, to send a man to the moon.
Yeah.
We have no idea, literally no idea how to do this, but we want to. We want to.
Yeah.
But we have no idea how to do it. He asked them, how will we do it? And he responded with 5 words: the will to do it. That's it. The will to do it. And it turned out right. Like that's all it took, is them starting to believe that it was fucking possible.
So they did research and then they got it together.
Yeah. I mean, when you don't know how to do things, it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It means that you're going to have to go somewhere within yourself that's going to transform your life, basically. Yeah. Because if you want something you've never had, you got to do something you've never done.
Yeah.
And when they set out to do that, I mean, that's where you see, that's what we talked about, the innovation. All the things that people thought were impossible now started to become possible. because they took on that challenge and they just didn't give up. And I'm glad that they took on that path and especially the government took on that path, because your normal Joe can't like fucking fund billions of dollars worth of, of space equipment.
Yeah.
But they managed to get people on board and send people to the moon, even though it took a lot of trial and error. I mean, I think a few space shuttles blew up on the launch. There are pictures of that, and there's that one. I forget the exact rocket, that the first one that made it to the moon, but yeah. And then Neil Armstrong, that's like the famous guy, the first person on the moon. That was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I know that time was probably amazing because I read, or no, what was it? I saw a video that a person, to say that something was impossible was to say that it was the likelihood of a chance of a man going to the moon. That is what you would say before 1960 something, whenever that day was.
Yeah.
That was impossible.
Yeah, but now no one says that.
Now no one says that.
Yeah.
Because it was done.
Yeah.
And there's so many more things like that today we think of some things as impossible, but
like teleporting.
Yeah, teleporting or
maybe like in 200 years people are going to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Crazy.
Teleport, bro.
Teleport, or even going to Mars, like Elon Musk's idea of humans being more
colonizing
than
Mars.
Yeah, more than one planet species, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some people probably think that's crazy, but watch what happens. I'm pretty sure there are things that it might fail, it might succeed, but
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I could see it succeed. Like I understand there will be failures in the way, but like if it's a habitable place, it can be done. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if it's habitable right now, but they have to make it habitable, which is the tough part. You know, I mean, to send things to space and make it habitable, like the what is it called? The International Space Station.
Yeah.
They did that, which is insane, right? Yeah. Where it's basically a big metal
station,
station tube where people live for months in space.
Yeah,
months at a time. They're up there looking down at Earth in orbit, traveling at 18,000 miles per hour. That's crazy? But it's here. Like they're there right now. Right now, as I speak, there are people there in space. That's so true. Who knows what's possible, man?
There's like a lot of debris though in the space because of all the different satellites that they have shoot up there, and it's like really costly to clean it up too. I was reading like
I don't know how they clean it up. I don't even know.
Just gotta go up there and grab it and bring it down. That's how they clean it up.
Yeah, but the thing is, how do you grab it?
Like they have like nets or some shit, I think, you know. But like there's no gravity, so it's really fucking difficult. It's costly, but it's doable, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about it. I don't know if it's the correct thing that I heard, but he said that nobody's cleaning it right now because it's traveling at a rate that's 18,000 miles per hour. How the fuck can you catch something, even if it's a small piece of metal?
Yeah,
like 18,000 miles per hour traveling. Actually, at that speed.
The net is not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking cut right through that shit.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how they're sending shit up still because the rate or the what is it called?
There's a lot of shit up there basically.
The chance of failure is pretty high when you send stuff up, because what if the thing you're sending up gets hit with something else that's traveling at that in that orbit?
But there's a lot of shit that's out there that doesn't work, like all that satellites.
Yeah.
So they have to take it down eventually. They haven't done it, but I'm sure they're gonna come up with the technology to do so.
Yeah, they had to come up with something different
to do, bro. Like you gotta fucking from the beaches, cleaning up beaches, to like fucking cities, to like outskirts of cities, to fucking space. There's a lot to clean.
I know. We trash this place.
Yeah, we trash the shit out of everything.
It's just waste that, especially plastic. I mean, plastic is one of the only materials that is not easily biodegradable.
Yeah.
It's why the fuck did we invent something like that? How the fuck can we invent something like that?
It's needed. I think like the plastic is needed, obviously. But I just feel like.
But how is that even possible if we have resources? Our resources didn't come from anywhere else besides the earth, right?
Yeah.
We managed to get something from Earth that can't even get back into the Earth. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That's just chemistry. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's plastic.
I mean, it would be biodegradable, but I'm sure they have to do like a bunch of process to it to make it biodegradable. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, dude. I wonder if, like, you know, do you see these things like on Instagram and stuff that they're like this many likes and like we clean up this place or whatnot? Have you seen those? Or if you donate this much, you're gonna clean up this like place or like beach or whatever. Have you seen those or no?
I've seen what Mr. Beast has done with Team C's.
Yeah, do they actually clean shit up or no?
I mean, in the video they showed people cleaning up.
Okay.
Like, they have this boat that's that has a conveyor belt that picks up trash basically in rivers. Okay. So there's this boat that sits at one of the most congested rivers in, you know, South America or Africa or India or wherever. And it sits there and basically trash just flows right into it because since it's a river, they know where the stream is going, so the trash keeps going in.
That's crazy.
And then all that trash.
If people don't fucking throw trash.
Yeah. But the thing is, people in third world countries don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
They're trying to survive every day.
Survival is.
They don't give a shit about global warming.
Even the first
or regular.
Countries, bro, in the U.S., nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know. There's littering everywhere.
Yeah, I mean. Here, there are more people that care. I mean, I don't see there's trash, but in college, for example, you're not just throwing away trash on the ground. You find a trash can. Over there, there's no place, like there's no what is it called? Waste management companies. There's no people picking up trash.
There's waste management companies.
No, I'm talking about in third world. And I know, but in those villages, where there are those people that are throwing away that amount of trash.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
Yeah, that's especially the only reason.
Places that are like not really developed, you know.
Yeah,
that's like beyond third world. I think that's like fourth world.
Fourth world. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's where they go with with that boat.
But like even the waste management and stuff, I know there's like massive land that they just pile all this trash there. But what the fuck do they do with it? Like some places burn it. But like, what else can they do with it?
I don't know.
Like, but when you burn it, it's gonna be like a tar of like shit. You know what do you do with that shit? Put it back in the land. Like,
I don't know what they do.
It's a lot of trash every day. I wonder what happens to
it. I mean, everything from, you know, that plastic bottle
to this table one day. You know?
Yeah, table. Anything here that one day people don't find use for it, they throw it out. And they expect that thing to be just other people will take care of it now. Like whatever, I don't need it in my life.
Yeah, I love the idea of the fucking paper straws, even though it fucking sucks and it gets. I don't know if you've had like drinks.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
It's bullshit, but
it's terrible.
Still, the fact that it's no longer plastic and it doesn't fuck up the sea life and stuff. Like I'm for it. Fuck it. If it's soggy, I don't give a shit. It doesn't.
It's soggy. It gets soggy.
You know?
Yeah.
But at least it doesn't like.
At least it's biodegradable and we could put it into compost and use it for fertilizer or whatever.
100%.
Yeah, there are things like that, and I can't believe like when the first time I heard that plastic, like it really can't biodegrade at all. I was like, this can't be real, bro. Like
so does glass. Glass isn't is not biodegradable either.
Yeah.
Like soda glasses like Pepsi, Coke, Pepsi makes glasses. Coke does.
I don't know, but
Like,
bottles, you mean?
Yeah,
glass
like beer,
bottles,
like beer bottles, whatever. Like any glass, like all these glass places.
Yeah, that's why you see the bottles that are in the ocean that just bob up, you know.
Yeah, even like cans, bro. Like cans are fucking aluminum. I don't know if they or because they have plastic or some shit in it too. I don't know if they biodegradable too.
Yeah, those are also terrible.
But I mean, they're necessary. It's just that they gotta come up with a system to. I mean, those systems are in place, more so in the U.S. and other countries, but throughout the world, I think like people need to
bring this closer to you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have to sit straight, but I feel like people just have to give more shits, you know. But at the same time, you can't blame them because maybe
it's the advancement, like we talked about. When we need to get from point A to point B, we're gonna do whatever it takes, and if that means putting trash in the ocean, humans just did that. You know, it was part of the industry. Just if you're trying to make oil at oil refineries, you're gonna fucking do whatever it takes, whatever the process is, whatever makes it cheaper. You know, that's the choice we made, right?
That's true.
And that choice has, has consequences. And even though we might not like the consequences, they're here. You know, 100%. The global warming.
But I mean, it's the thing is this. What I'm trying to say is, if like enough people give a shit and just not like talk about it, and actually maybe there's like a company, a corporation or something that comes up with like an innovative, actually I'm going to go home and think about this shit to come up with something.
Yeah.
Because if you come with some innovative way that you can, as you said, innovation is like very important. If you can come up with a way that you can, obviously you don't have control in every country, but at least starting from the US to other places, you can maybe come up with a system to take care of the trash in a way that you don't have to pile that shit up in like landfills and shit, You just somehow take care of it. I don't know if separation would like how recycling helps and stuff, but something more innovative. Like it's so basic. Like the way we dispose of our trash. There's like either a lot of places just one trash can, everybody fucking throws everything there, or it's like two trash cans and then everybody recycles plastic and paper, and then the rest of the shit goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
But there needs to be an advancement in my opinion, bro. It's too fucking basic.
I know.
It
is. It is basic. It's something that we've had for a long time, just to get rid of fucking waste that we don't want. Yeah. Just put the waste in a pile. That's what we said. Like, that's what we all agreed on, is just put the waste somewhere else. That's all it was. We don't want it in our house or in our offices. We just put it in some designated area that nobody can see.
And then just put mountains of that shit.
Yeah. And that's what happened. And then who knows what's next with it. My idea for a long time was put that shit, like, if there's a way, this hypothetical, if you can basically get all the trash in the world and put it on some type of spacecraft and fucking send that shit into the sun, that it will burn.
Send it to the sun?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. I think that would be really expensive.
I know. But again, that's hypothetical. That spaceship is
got to be as big as this Earth, fucking massive shit, The amount of oil it would take to have that shit going into sun would probably...
No, that's why it's hypothetical. That's like some alien shit. Like
I liked it though. It sounds brilliant, but at the same time, with the amount of trash that exists, I don't know.
It would have to be quick too. Like it can't take, like, how long does it take to get to the sun? I'm pretty sure.
Like a few hours?
No, hell no. It took 6 months to go to the moon?
No, it didn't.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
A few hours, bro.
Let me check. Let me check this shit.
I don't have my phone to check this shit, but I think
there's no way.
Earth to moon is like maybe 2 hours.
How long did it take to go to the moon? Oh shit! It says 3 days.
3 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So not 6 months, not 2 hours.
Yeah. And then let me see how long did it take
to go to Vegas
to the sun.
So 3 days down. That's a lot. Fuck.
Okay, over here it says to go to the sun, it would take 169,090 hours to fly there at a pace of 550 miles per hour.
Holy shit, that's a lot of hours.
It would take 19.3 years.
19 years. Oh my God. I would not have guessed. Is it that far? Fuck. It takes 19 years to go to the sun? I mean, not
at that pace, at that 500 mile per hour. So let's see.
Like a normal airplane is like 500 miles, right?
Yeah.
A jet would be twice as fast. So
this other answer says 222 days, which seems more reasonable than 19 years.
Yeah, 19. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure it's the
maybe
200
it's a round
days.
Trip, bro. Round trip is 19 years.
19 years.
I don't know if we're not round trip, though.
We're just sending that shit to the sun, bro.
Yeah. It's an interesting idea.
Because that would burn everything. Like, literally, it's gone. Yeah. And you wouldn't know about it.
Very interesting.
Or you could make something like that and send it into space.
Or you can just trash Earth and go to Mars.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I'm pretty sure they built something that reaches the heat of the sun or the sun's surface.
Fuck.
They built something here.
So what do they do with it?
No, they're just testing it out. I don't think they're doing anything with it right now.
They can put all the trash next.
Yeah, because that would just basically incinerate it. You won't even see smoke. Like, that's just boom, gone. And who knows? Maybe they'll take that idea. Send everything to the sun.
Maybe.
Yeah. But there's so much like that, you know, all the problems we have now, I think innovation will solve a lot of it, but there have been problems that have existed for longer times than we've been around, you know, that have been here for hundreds of years that we still haven't got to. But as long as there's a problem, there's a solution.
Like, what problem has been for like such a long time that it's not solvable?
World hunger right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, there's still people hungry.
Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy when we have this much trash. How much food people throw away at restaurants and bakeries and all this.
But it's not like they can send like those foods to a different country.
Yeah.
Unless like there's like a pile or there's like a company or something that I mean, it has to be non-profit, but I don't know how that would work. But they would maybe collect like unwanted food from every single restaurant and send trucks, and then they refrigerate that. It's like so costly and not worth it. And then they spread it out and send it to other places.
I mean,
you know, but it's better than starving to death. You know what I mean? Like eating something that is almost expiring is better than dying. But,
I mean, some of it's not even expired. It's just people, they're bakeries that have
bake too much.
That have extra shit that they just throw away. That's fresh. Like that same day they baked it, but now it's just trash because nobody wanted it, right? And so
I'm sure some European countries have this thing. I was looking. There's an app that like I don't remember what it was called, but I saw it on Instagram. Like some guy was like talking about it. He's like, yeah, in Europe, like I don't remember which country, but they're saying there's this app that you can like check bakeries, restaurants, whatever unwanted food they have. It's either at like such reduced price that you can go grab, or it's like, or they just give it out to people.
Yeah,
which is
that's
cool.
good. That's a good way to do it. Yeah. If each business themselves takes on that responsibility of if I have food that is gonna go to waste, might as well give it to somebody who wants
but like, how do you find that somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need
to come to you. You know?
Yeah. Or like you said, an organization, a company, or the government builds an infrastructure where there's certain areas like what is it called? Shelters where people can go to if they want food, right?
Yeah. Imagine like in each county.
Yeah, each
there would
county
be a truck that would come and collect food from every single restaurant throughout each day.
Just like how we have a city hall in every city or every and
then you would feed them, all the homeless, feed everybody. Yeah,
that's a way to do it. I mean, again, all this shit takes money.
But that's just in the US though. Like there's other countries that are fucked too.
Yeah, that's in the US. They don't have
infrastructure for shit. You know, it sucks,
dude. There's countries that their currency is so shit that it's basically worthless.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why crypto is becoming so popular. And I've heard third world countries, I forget which one. It might have been
El Salvador.
It might have been that one, or Venezuela. They, instead of using their own currency, they're using Bitcoin. Yeah.
El Salvador president, bro. This guy's crazy. It's interesting.
Did they make their whole currency Bitcoin?
Yeah, he was like, so.
God damn.
There was like fucking protests about it too. The people were like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
really?
This is like so like early still in the stages of crypto or whatnot. We don't know what the fuck it is, you know?
Yeah.
And then this guy just made it like their currency, like, you know, and people were like, fuck. And yeah, but he buys.
I mean, it's a good.
And it's funny because this guy, he fucking buys Bitcoin. And then one time he bought a shit ton with like the money from the treasury of the country.
Really?
And then it fucking crashed. So he bought it like at 70K and then it crashed to like 47. And then he was like, fuck. And then he was like, we're going to buy the dip. So he just fucking bought more at that. Whenever he goes lower, he just buys more. And he's like, no, I'm just trying to average down.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, you're like investing like a whole country's money. Like, you know, like
investing with the whole country's finances.
Yeah.
You know? That's insane.
He's just gambling. I mean, I feel like they're so fucked financially that at this point he's like, fuck it.
Yeah,
you know?
Fuck it, bro.
Crypto, fuck it. Like if this shit works and we get rich somehow because they don't have shit like national resources.
One Bitcoin is what, 50,000 now?
Yeah.
So
whenever
compared to their shit, dip, like $1 would be like 0.0000 something. Right? Like that's just.
But it's so funny, bro. The fact that he just came forward is like, yeah, we fucked up. We're gonna buy the dip now. Like,
God damn.
Bro. Yeah, he's like,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah, he's like, it's a risky thing, bro. You know, but they're doing it.
Yeah.
But what if it pays off? You know, what if it does pay off? Because they don't really have any
El Salvador becomes the biggest country in the
world. Well, yeah. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. When I first heard about that, I was like, no way. This guy just completely shit on his own currency.
His currency
right?
was shit to begin with.
Yeah, it was shit already.
There's a lot of countries that their currency is shit. Like, you would have to have like a fucking stack of money to just go buy bread.
Yeah.
You know? It's that worthless.
Yeah. And the people... I mean, I think the people still work and shit, but like not.
Yeah, they don't get paid well.
Yeah, they don't get paid at all.
They get paid with the shit currency.
Yeah, they get paid with that. So there's no way of growing. Like
inflation is like fucking like 40% every year, but then their salaries increase like 5%.
Yeah,
it's fucked.
It's probably better. It's probably better to trade like different shit. If you have shoes that you make. It's better to trade that for bread or whatever.
But imagine, that's fucked. Like going thousands years back.
Yeah.
Back to fucking trading shit. You know?
It's going back to bartering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
I know. Yeah, but that whole thing, it's fascinating.
But see, that's because they don't have innovations. Like if they have nothing to offer, there's no companies, there's no industries, there's nothing. They don't have anything to fucking offer, you know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and then they have to spend all the money of the country to fucking import shit to their country because they don't have shit. Not El Salvador, like a lot of countries. So then, you know, it's just fucked.
Yeah, the whole system for them is pretty bad.
And it's just because of bad management. Like shit management. Some dictators there, they don't give a fuck. They just want to live nice themselves. Everyone else is fucked, you know?
Yeah. That happens so many times, man. Like the amount of times that's happened and human beings still fucking go down that path is insane.
Crazy. Yeah, I know.
It's insane. Like how many times are you gonna look at the history and see how many times it failed and then still do it? Still do it. Like, that never works. Where you try to gain all the wealth in the country and then basically say fuck all to everybody else. Yeah, that never works.
Yeah, the Kim Jong-un style does not work.
Does not work at all, and we know that. We've seen,
you know what's funny,
examples of that for thousands of years.
His dad's like his dad died like a few years ago, right? 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
The North Korea's leader, like the previous leader.
Yeah, they think of him as a god, right?
Yeah, but what happened is, so it was the anniversary of his death was coming up, so they just sit in like throughout the country. no one's gonna laugh for 10 years, 10 days,
What?
10 days.
Oh, okay.
No one can smile, no one can laugh for 10 years, and there's like punishments. Isn't that crazy? Like, what the fuck? Like, how?
Yeah.
How could someone have like not show
emotion
for 10 days?
10 days.
You just have to go in your room and just lock yourself in there and just fucking hysterically laugh after that 10 days.
I know.
Is up.
To not be, you probably can't even communicate with people.
Yeah, but the idea is funny. Like, even if I feel like if there was such a rule here, you would just see someone in the street and everyone's trying to look serious, and then you would just start laughing because you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, nobody would obey that.
Yeah.
Nobody.
But the thing is this, like, doing it that way, nobody respects the guy to begin with. Like, if you want people to respect that leader or whatnot, you leave him free. You like make him be like a icon that people are like, fuck, I respect that. But if you put some dumb rules like this, they're like, fuck that guy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the best leaders are ones that the people say we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
That they just did everything on their own. I mean, you might have guided them when they were in troubling spots or gave them a sense of direction. But other than that, just let them be, because they have creative ideas too. Like, they have their own shit too. But every time you try to suppress people for their own individuality, you get like a terrible society. You don't want to live there. Right? That's why this place is amazing. You know, even with the problems that we have in this country.
Ton of problems, but yes, at least you can talk.
Yeah, at least we can talk. At least we can create. At least we have people that are willing to take risks and not be shamed for doing so, right?
100%.
That's why it's the innovative capital of the world, because we have that freedom.
Yeah,
and that's what it takes.
Anybody comes up with something smart, people are like, yeah, let's support that.
Yeah.
But in other countries, they're like, fuck that, let's suffocate that. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna become too powerful.
You're looking at in other countries, it's mostly like China. I'm saying China specifically, the innovative part takes place with the government. Yeah. Not your average person, right?
Because they don't want people to like fucking get far in life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different, man. And it looks like they're about to overtake the economy compared to the US and shit. So, I mean, it's working out for them. Yeah, but it's
crazy how they banned crypto.
Yeah, they banned it. Damn. Yeah. Completely.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Mining at least is, I think, banned.
Yeah, I mean, they banned a lot of stuff. Countries. They banned all social media, and that's
in
been
China.
Yeah, you can't use Instagram. You can't use any of that.
No way.
Yeah, but people have VPNs and they get around it.
In China, Instagram is banned?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a US company.
What the fuck? Yeah. That's crazy. TikTok was a Chinese company and they supported it here.
Yeah. Yeah, but they have US, like the US company is, I think, different. They have a specific headquarters here and shit. So they accepted it. I think Donald Trump was about to ban it. Fucking said, all right, too many people like it or something. No, it's
because the app, so every social media app, because it's free. Yeah. The product is the human that's using it. So they get all your information. Mm-hmm. So being a Chinese company, he was thinking that, fuck, these motherfuckers have a lot of data on like different people that are living in the US.
American public, right?
Yeah. So then I think that was his logic. I mean, I think that's the only logic that makes sense. Besides that, there's no point, you know? Mm-hmm. Because it seems like he wasn't a fan of any social media, because didn't he make his own?
Except Twitter.
Not even Twitter, because isn't he banned?
I mean, yeah, but he used to tweet like every fucking 30 minutes, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. For 4 years.
But I'm sure he got banned from it, no?
Yeah, he's banned now. He's banned from everything, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but he made his own shit.
Yeah, he made his own thing because, he still has money, so. Yeah. But no, yeah, that's just China, they have their own WeChat, I believe. Like my cousin, he went to China a few years ago, and he said all the Instagram and shit I won't be able to use, but then he did use because he had a VPN. But that's the only way to get to even YouTube. You can't use YouTube. You got to get a VPN to use YouTube because they block all of that. You have to use Chinese-made apps.
So there's like a Chinese YouTube?
I don't even know what it's called. Probably, yeah. Chinese YouTube, Chinese Amazon, or Chinese, everything from, I don't even know if Google works there. Who knows?
Has to work there. Google works everywhere, bro.
I know it probably works there, but they might have blocked it or something. I don't know.
Also, you have to use a VPN to even use Google. Fuck.
Who knows what they do, bro?
But I don't know. I feel like that shit slows innovation, bro.
Yeah, that's
like, what if there's a genius and then he never is fucking has the opportunity to like fucking, you know?
That's the thing that gets you inspired, is the freedom to be able to access these things.
Yeah, the more limits you put on someone, then the less innovative they become.
Yeah.
If you let them be free, then they come up with some shit and, you know, they change the world.
I know. I mean, what was it? The life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
What's that in? John Locke.
John Locke.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the basic necessity, really. Yeah. If you don't have that, I mean, there's no way to live a fulfilled life.
And they go hand in hand. Like, you know, I don't know how you would be happy with no freedom, or how you would be like, I mean, I could see if you could be free and you're not happy, but
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
That comes with that.
Might not be free and happy. Like, are people happy in prison? Like, you know, probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they experienced freedom.
Yeah.
If all you know is limitation and you don't even know
then
freedom,
you're okay with that, yeah.
Then you're like, this
100%.
is it.
But when you're free and then, like, imagine you live like in the US and then move to like North Korea.
Yeah. Then
you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because you know that this is right.
Yeah.
There's no, like, I can't tell you.
The others that
I can't tell you in a fucking paper that this is right, but you just know that freedom is the way. Like, there's human beings aren't meant to be limited, is what I'm trying to say. That's the main thing.
That's true.
Yeah. When people have freedom, you're able to create whatever the fuck you want. And even though it might cause problems, it might cause division, like we see here in this country, people have different ideas and they disagree on them a lot. It's not like a perfect world where everybody says that we all believe in this one thing and that's it. No, there's division. It's like food. Not everybody likes the same food, but do you go to a buffet and just because they have broccoli,
you piss on the broccoli.
Yeah, you piss on the broccoli. You throw it out. You say F you to the manager.
You gotta be civil. No,
you just move past the broccoli, go to the fried chicken or whatever, and get whatever else you want. Yeah. Right? You don't have to fucking piss on whatever you don't like.
Yeah.
You know, just accept it. It's there. Some other people like it.
That shit,
right? And 100%. Accept that they like it and
respect
you
them.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
That's basics. Like
how to human basics 101. Yeah.
101, bro. And a lot of people don't know that.
No.
A lot of people would rather.
I mean, it's just there I think comes if like someone's selfish, you know? Someone's selfish because a lot of people don't understand. Like they think that they're the main character in their own lives and they think they're the main character in everyone else's story. But that's not true. You're like the main character in your life. Everyone else is the main character in their lives. So then when you coexist, like, you know, you got to consider that shit. So if you don't like something, then it doesn't mean that no one else should like it. Or if you if you like something, it doesn't mean that everyone's going to like it. So you got to be cool with that and then respect them for what they believe. I mean, I don't know. It could be what we like or what we don't like is based on our experiences, you know, genetics sometimes.
And our environment.
Yeah. A lot of things, a lot of aspects. But at the end of the day, deep down, like we're really similar, everyone. So.
Yeah, we're literally the same thing.
Yeah.
It's insane how similar we are. But that's the beauty of it, is the difference, in my opinion. I've just started to grasp that perspective this year, really, is when I started understanding life from that level of, people can be different, and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, because if everyone's the same, identical, then it's boring.
I know. Yeah,
there's nothing to learn. Like, what the fuck? If you have like, what I love about California, because I mean, I grew up in Iran, but what I love about California is the diversity of all different cultures and different. I mean, you go to a bar, you meet someone that like is a mix, like they're like half Colombian, like half Chinese, and then you're trying to learn about like the life that they had, or like, you know, their experiences they had or the
what they like,
cultures.
don't like.
Yeah. It's like really cool. Yeah. And that makes it interesting because you're like, oh fuck, I want to learn about these things.
Yeah.
But if everyone's the same, then what the fuck? If there's only one culture and everyone's the same, what is there to learn? Like, it's just boring, you know? Sure, everyone's on the same page, but it's boring as fuck, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely boring because that's what makes life amazing, is that different people like different things, so that different things are made, different things are created because of that. You get inspired by different things. One person could look at a painting and think nothing.
Yeah.
But another person could look at it and think of a whole new world that they just saw through that and want to create art or whatever, right? Just a little inspiration from this one visual thing, or just hearing new music, or just cooking or doing anything.
Listen to podcasts,
whatever. Yeah, that's how it all started for me. Like, just something, right? Not everybody has the same inspiration, but that everybody does have their inspiration.
Definitely.
And that's what makes this place, this life, worth living. I think anything less than that is just not worth living, right?
Yeah.
Without that diversity, without people having different ideas. And
it would be like the remember the book we read in, like, was it middle school? The Giver. Did you remember that book?
Yeah.
That would be the boring life.
Yeah.
Everybody's controlled. Everybody has the same life. Everybody's like in the same community, identical. Everything's fucking the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Giver guy had all the knowledge, you know, and then transferred it to the kid. And then he was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah,
he was like, wow, like, we're not supposed to live like this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So.
Yeah, there's something in you that knows that it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
And the second you accept that, you start to appreciate everything else, even the differences between people. You start to appreciate it,
because then you can like look at their side of the perspective and argument too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, everybody has something to offer.
And if you combine all this shit, then you make something cool.
Yeah, I've learned that every single person that I meet, even on a daily basis, even strangers that I'm sitting across or doing anything, they're all there for a reason. Like, it's not like it's all there to teach me. These people are here not for me to be disturbed by, not for me to be angry by, not for me to hate them, but let me just experience it, right? Even the people that I love, that's also an experience. Like, I treat everything the same now, as accept all of it. Because when you start to hate, like when you start to like despise things that you hate or despise people you hate, you start to bring that energy everywhere else you go. So you start to become that person.
For sure.
Right. And I definitely don't want to be that person that brings negative energy to people everywhere I go. Right?
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So that's how I've gained the perspective of, instead of.
But even that is necessary.
Love,
like, right? Some person that would come to a room or whatever and is negative and like, you know, or like they're like, you know, I don't know, they're rude or like they're a cunt or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even that's necessary in a way, because if that didn't exist, you wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't appreciate the goodness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Even though we don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
I try not to be that person. But
that makes you decide to not be that, right?
Yeah, but imagine like being in a world that didn't exist. Then you wouldn't know the difference. Mm-hmm. So like, it's a good thing to even appreciate the shit stuff.
Yeah. That's what makes this life amazing, is that.
Yeah.
And
makes it a cool, nice roller coaster.
Yeah. Even though it is roller coaster, and even though it's fucked up in a lot of ways, you gotta learn to see that it's all beneficial. Like,
there's always room.
It's always a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Even like just the different cultures, like you said, I still don't know how many cultures and people or things that
I barely know. There's how many countries. I know like there's like 190 something countries, but I don't know all of them.
Yeah, I don't know all that. I don't know the people. Geography, I don't know the ideas that some people have and why they have those ideas. I mean, there's so much that is, to me, undiscovered.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, is learning all of that.
I mean, dude, like, not even like the lifestyle is so different in different places. Like, just like look at California, just one state in the country. NorCal and SoCal, very different lifestyle, very different vibes, you know, and that's just like
New York,
like in the same goddamn state, you know. Cities from cities is different. And that's just one state in one country. All these different states, all these different cities, all these different countries, you know, continents as a whole is crazy.
Crazy.
Like, I feel like human lifetime is not enough to experience it all.
Yeah, you know? There's no way.
You need like fucking 500 years.
But that's why it's great that we have books. It's great. Because
but we discussed that also reading it is not the same as experiencing it. But it's something at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, reading it gets you to the perspective, like all the knowledge that I've gained, it came from somebody else. Like, I didn't just have an epiphany of all this, like having perspective for other, like I heard this shit and then I started, not only did I hear it, but I chose to understand it. And when I understood it, that's when I'm able to apply it. But at first I heard it from somebody and that's where I gained the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. There's so much out there, man. Like all the, and
that's just one planet.
Yeah, that's just one
fucking planet.
One planet, bro.
There's so many planets. There's so many. It's crazy.
I know. Even, I think, who was it? There was an astronaut that went to space, and the biggest takeaway for him was he looked down at Earth and saw that there lies every human being that has ever existed, and all the problems, all of our worries, all of our fears, all of our doubts, all our success lies right there. It's
just bullshit, yeah.
Right there. And that like little dot, blue dot right there, that's it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And the universe
I wonder how his perspective on life like really, really changed when he came back.
Yeah.
You know?
It definitely would change.
Like, sure, that's the thing that he realized at that moment, but like, you know, you wake up and get your coffee and go out in the world, like, oh, how do you feel, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you would treat everybody with more love, knowing that.
Yeah.
Knowing
definitely.
that, like, especially seeing it. I mean, I saw the picture of Earth as that blue dot, but knowing that you're miles away from Earth, and
well, some people think they're immortal. Like, they don't, like, they know they're gonna die, but like they live like they're immortal, so they don't appreciate this shit as much as they have to, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think people are immortal, but I'm
not saying people are. I'm saying a lot of people subconsciously think they are.
Oh, okay. They
subconsciously think they are, so they don't appreciate the time that they have. You know, they take a lot of shit for granted.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a perspective too, right?
You've never realized this? Like,
No.
Even with the kids we went to high school with, or like,
I mean, I don't think they're immortal. I don't think they think they're immortal. I just think they don't have that sense of importance within them. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it is for some people that they think they're immortal, but maybe it's something else.
Subconsciously they do. Subconsciously, you always think other people are going to die, not you. So subconsciously you think I'm immortal.
I mean, yeah, I've had that perspective until I realized that I am going to die. But again, I've had another like epiphany and realized that people die, but they don't really die. And I'll explain.
Explain.
Okay, so do you believe in Albert Einstein's statement that energy cannot be created or destroyed?
Yes.
Yeah. And so when I first tried to understand that statement, that was maybe like a few years ago. The first time I heard it, I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
And then recently I looked back at it and I realized, this shit is already here. Like everything that has ever existed, that is existing, and that will ever exist, it's already here.
Yeah.
And so if let's say I die, the body that I'm in will die, right? But the energy, like the things that I'm made up of, like that shit doesn't die. It's just transferred.
Oh, okay.
It's transferred into something else. But the body, right? Yeah. That like, but death as in completely
it goes into
non-existent.
a different human, or do you think it goes to like
I don't know.
a thing? Like
I just know that death doesn't mean it's like completely erased off the fucking universe.
That's what I thought. That's what I think.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Off the universe.
Off the universe. I feel like scientifically, like when someone dies, that's it. You know, yeah, sure, the energy transfers chemically. Like you have a body chemically. If you're buried, and if you're like straight up buried in like dirt, like, not in like a casket, but like straight up to the like inside the land, I feel like basically, that energy, that chemical energy is gonna transfer into nutrition for like other organisms or shit like that. So.
But the thing is, like, what makes you alive?
What makes me alive?
What makes people alive? What is it that makes them alive?
Like the chemical reactions in their bodies, I think.
Yeah, but even that, like, to me, I think like there's an energy, like consciousness is my opinion.
But like, why would that energy have to like die if like just the heart stops beating or something?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If it's like so close to like how your physical body is, like your brain, your heart, like the major shit that matters, blood loss, whatever, I feel like it has to do with your body. You know, I could be wrong. I mean, shit, I'm just going based on science.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have all the facts here. Like, you know,
but I've heard it. Let's say you die naturally, right? Yeah. And you're just sitting there. What is it that if you're just laying there and 1 second you're alive, right? And we have you on the scale. We weigh you. It says 150 pounds. 1 second later, after you die, we still weigh you. It weighs exactly the same. What is it in that 1 second that made you alive?
What do you mean? Wait, so you're saying if people die, they're the same weight, or they're not?
No,
the same?
like, yeah, it's the same. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I say die naturally, not like getting your head chopped off and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just you it would be exactly the same weight. It wouldn't change in that 1 second. That made you.
Yeah, obviously you are the same. I mean, I still don't see your point. Elaborate, sir.
Like what's the thing that made you alive in that 1 second that you were alive to now being able to basically burn your body?
Chemical reactions. The chemical reactions in your body. Like the signals that like is like, so cells are living things. The tiny, tiny cells.
Yeah.
All these cells as a whole, they become tissues. They become organs. I'm just going based on the science. I don't know. Like scientifically speaking, this is what we know as humans. But beyond that, I don't know how they would test it.
Yeah.
I mean,
but like I'm going off of like quantum physics science, as in like if like you're
100% right.
You
Energy
go down to like the most minuscule thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like
but what I'm saying is like 100% I agree with you. Energy is conserved. But what I'm trying to say is, again, this is like not even 100% like my perspective. I'm just going purely based on science. That we learn in school and stuff. A lot of chemical reactions happen in your body. A fuck ton, like every single millisecond, right? And then all of them all together with all these like, basically you have a shit ton of different cells. You have neurons for your nervous system, like me moving my fingers like this. A lot of nervous system, but it's like teamwork. They're connected to your muscles. All these different organs are all connected, and all these chemical reactions or have this shit going. And when you say somebody dies from natural causes or whatnot, just like they get old or whatever, something triggers it, like a heart attack, a stroke. There's something wrong with the lung. There's something wrong with something. Yeah. It's not just like you're just sitting there and you're just dying for no reason. You know, there's something wrong. There's something not working. Like just look at a machine, like look at a car, right? A car, like you cannot compare cars to humans, but let's just compare them. Yeah. Let's say something goes wrong in the engine and the car no longer works, right? I mean, if you fix the engine, it might work. It will work if you fix the engine or if you change the engine. But in humans, it's different. I mean, you could change the heart. If it would help someone, like maybe let's say someone has an issue with their heart and they get a heart transplant, their life is going to go on. But there's like a fucking, because of telomerase, we age. So when we age, at some point, like it's like whatever factory reset or whatever, like there's a fucking expiration date, you know, chemically again. So like, let's say, you know how milk expires? It expires, like that, you know? So then that energy doesn't die. I mean, like, in my opinion, it goes back to earth. I mean, you could have someone be cremated, and then that energy is basically like, it's basically like an exothermic energy leaving as heat, you know, as a form of heat. But basically, I see what you mean. You mean like your soul. What happens to the energy in the soul, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Like what made you like see, like, cause that's what I'm think. That's what I've listened to speeches and shit. Like you said, I move my fingers, and this one guy articulated it pretty good. He said, we call this like moving my fingers, and we could tell, scientists can easily tell you where this thing occurs. They could tell you, you could go to the brain and scan the brain and say, okay, this part of the brain does the finger movement, right? There are chemical reactions that take place. And that's basically the control room, right? Where all the things get calculated, chemical reactions occur. But no scientist can tell you who the controller is.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know that shit. Yeah, 100%.
And that's what, like, that's like the level that I'm asking these questions, dude,
they don't know shit. Like, they say it even like in like textbooks or like books. Like they're like, oh, us humans know this much XXX about like neurons, brains. There's a lot, and it's really fucking complex. But even so, they're like, we still don't know a lot of fucking shit. Yeah. So I don't know, to answer. I don't know. I mean, even if I give you any answer of what I might think is probably not correct, but scientifically, it's just how I accepted life to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, we try our best to like, get,
but
like,
then it makes me appreciate it more. Yeah. You know, I like knowing, I mean, not knowing, I could be wrong about this. Yeah. But thinking,
that's what Socrates said, right? Yeah. The only thing I know is nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like the wisest shit you could ever say, bro. That's the wisest quote anybody's ever said.
The only thing that I know is that I know nothing.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. What nobody knows anything, because you're only looking from this body. What makes you sure that this is the known? Why is this the known?
Yeah.
And then there are people that even said, like, you get to the point where you question the definition of understanding.
Yeah.
What is understanding? That's like fucking insane. Like, that's what I've looked at quotes from like quantum physicists, and that's the question they're asking, is like that. And I mean,
in philosophy, what's different than like the other sciences is that the questions in like sciences you can test. The questions, like the philosophical questions, you cannot test. Yeah. There's no test to run it to see what happens. And those are the questions and answers that you get in like the subject of philosophy, which is really cool in my opinion. To an extent. I feel like some of it, to be honest with you, like I took a philosophy class last semester, bro.
I don't think classes do it justice. Like,
no, they don't. They do not, but I mean, I don't know if it was the professor or whatnot, but I feel like the class was like absolute bullshit. Really? Absolute bullshit. And the way he presented the ideas, I don't know, I was like, what the fuck?
Because they expect you to memorize it. Like,
not really. He didn't really expect he didn't expect shit, to be honest. But
really? What were there tests?
Yeah, there was like quizzes and tests.
What was it? What did they ask?
Yeah, so what I didn't like about his class was he would like talk about like a bunch of shit. You know, he would be like, okay, like Socrates thought about this, Aristotle thought about that, whatever. And then he would give his take about that shit, and then he would test us based on the shit that he thinks.
Really?
So it doesn't matter what fucking Aristotle thought. It matters what Mr. Wu thought, you know? But I don't know. I still respected the guy because he was my professor. I half-assed the class. I still would read the shit, but I was like, okay, some of it is really interesting, but to an extent, it's kind of bullshit, in my opinion. Like when they go too deep into it. But even he said it, like first year of school is like philosophy is a very cool subject, but I think some of the philosophers went too far, and some of it they produced like a lot of bullshit, but we just laughed our ass off on the first day, bro. We're like, wow, this is our professor. Awesome.
Philosophy. Where nothing matters.
You know, but I mean, I think some of the concepts are really fucking brilliant. Really brilliant. Like if you actually read the books. Yeah. But beyond that, I think it's kind of stupid. Like,
I mean, it is all just trying to grasp and understand.
I mean, it's because the thing is you don't get an answer from it because you cannot test it. It's just opinions.
Yeah, of course.
Science is
like I don't think there's any way that will have any for sure fact on anything. And that's like you just had to accept that.
Yeah,
like
that's why I had to. I didn't have a good experience with the class. That maybe makes me not feel as like be biased towards the subject as a whole. Is because he made us have his opinion.
Yeah,
he had certain opinions, and if you didn't write that shit on the exam, you're not gonna pass the class. So
yeah, that's not what makes it right. It's just the philosophy should be taught as you can look at these people's perspectives, understand them, and what does it mean to you?
Exactly.
That's philosophy,
bro. That's how we were trying to do it. But the fucking professor, he was like, no. Like, I don't know.
And there should be no wrong answers at all. Like,
yeah, but no, we lost points all the time, bro.
God damn.
He was fucking brutal.
How could you mark wrong answers for opinions?
Yeah, I know. Bro, I swear, my friend and I, one of my friends in that class, we were taking one of the tests together because that test specifically was online. So we were like, fuck it, we're going to take it together. And then we were looking at the questions, and one of the questions was so like fucking subjective, like to each person, that we're like, how could there be a wrong or right answer for this shit? Like, I don't remember. I'm going to like look it up later and send you, and you're going to laugh, bro. Yeah. It's like something that it could literally be either or. And his questions were true or false, bro.
True or false?
True or false. How could you do that shit for philosophy? How could you have 30 true or false questions for philosophy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
why it could be fucking either. It's my perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really taught or like looked at philosophy from that angle. I just looked at it from curiosity.
Yeah. You looked at it from like the third person perspective. You just read and looked what they thought and what it meant to you.
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody shoved it and forced it to
nobody
you.
forced it. Nobody told me to look at it. Nobody said anything. I just was curious about that these people existed and they thought like this. Not many people think like that.
Like for example, there was like this guy, Immanuel Kant, right? Immanuel Kant. And he was talking about how he believed that doing right things, the only way you can know that.
Wait, let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
What is his name?
His name is Immanuel Kant.
Okay. Oh yeah, you could continue with it.
So basically, he was saying that like he believed that morality is when people are what is it called? It's based on their intentions. So let's say you do something good, but if you're gonna benefit from it, then you're not doing something good. That was his belief. If you're doing something good and you're gonna get any enjoyment or satisfaction out of it, you're not doing something good. When you do something good is when you're doing something that you don't want to do but you have to do it. Like that's basically what he thought. And then, but in class, this guy was keep making fun of him and saying, okay, like, I mean, I understand it's kind of like a dumb concept from Immanuel Kant, but he was trying to say, yeah, like if something makes you, like my argument was like, okay, I understand that, but still you could do a lot of shit that benefits you and in the big picture is going to help others. You might do something that helps someone and you might be happy about that. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like because, like not even because the Immanuel Kant guy said it. He thought that if you do something that you're reluctant to do for someone, but it benefits them is only the right way to do it. That's the only time that you're right. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Sense.
Yeah, right? It makes no fucking sense. But I kept writing that bullshit on the exams and got full points.
Damn.
Because that's what he wanted to see,
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. One person could have that perspective and the next person sitting right next to them cannot.
No, I think no one in class had that perspective, bro.
Yeah.
Not a single. And there would be fights, bro. In class, there would be arguments. People would fucking
But that's
argue.
the beauty. Like, that's what they don't understand.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't
all these
appreciate
guys, they would
that.
have, if Immanuel Kant came in and said, like, and looked at this shit, they'd be like, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because if one person could believe that and the next person could believe that, why are you fighting about making the other person believe?
No, it was cool because the kids were like arguing in the class. The kids were like discussing things, arguing stuff, but the professor didn't want that.
But like, what was the outcome? Like, did anybody believe differently?
No, I mean, this was just one thing, bro. He would go through like fucking 30 concepts every day, but whatever the kids would try to discuss and like talk about to each other, he didn't appreciate it because it would take out of his time to teach. So like he would teach you a bunch of shit, but he wouldn't want you to like think about it and talk about it. He just wants you to fucking memorize it and memorize the way he likes it. You know, the way, the shit that he thinks.
Yeah. Speaking of like how school teaches shit, like the person I pulled up here, his name is Abraham Maslow. Okay. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was also a philosopher of sorts. And I had a class last semester that went into like leadership and how to deal with people and stuff like that, right? For business. And one of his thing is Abraham Maslow's thing that's taught in schools is the Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you've heard of that, right?
I haven't.
So it's basically a triangle that shows like what people want, right? Okay. So the what people really need and the levels of need for human beings, right? So the first need is the physiological needs: air, water, food, shelter. The next one, safety needs: personal security, employment, resources. The third need, love and belonging: friendship, intimacy, family. The fourth, esteem, respect, self-esteem. And then the last one, self-actualization: desire to become the most that one can be. And then she went through all this shit, the fucking first four, and barely touched on self-actualization because
that's the main one.
She does not know what the fuck that is.
Oh, she didn't know?
No, like, I don't think she knew, because what this guy's
like, she ran out of time to teach her. She didn't teach it at all.
It was just the definition of it. Like, that's it. Like, that's
it?
Yeah. Like, here's the definition. But self-actualization, what that really means is like that's what like we talk about. Like, what we're talking about is the desire to become the truest self. And what does that mean? That's like all the philosophy and about God and all this stuff is at the highest. And she just, but no, we're not going to talk about that shit, because it can't be tested. It can't be. You can't write essays on that shit.
That's the main points. It's the fucking top of the triangle.
Yeah, it's the top of the fucking triangle, bro.
Yeah.
And like, this guy's quotes are fucking amazing. Like, one of his quotes right here says, "What is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself."
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Like, that's the fucking self-actualization part.
Can you send me that quotes, bro? Like,
yeah. I mean, that awareness is everything.
Wow. Yeah, because if you're not aware of the shit you do and no one tells you, you just fucking do that for your life, like your entire life.
And awareness of who you can become and who you are.
Wow.
That's the highest thing.
I'm down.
And really, that's what I fucking study. Like, I go through this guy's quotes. I go through other people's quotes, because very few people think on this perspective. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's not like people didn't like click the dots like this, or they need logic only to believe in something, because this stuff isn't logical. Like this, you need to believe in it.
Bro, you know what you need to check out? You need to check out Salvador Dalí. He's like an artist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, he has interesting quotes, because even his art was like science and art combined. It was mostly like scientific art. Really cool shit.
I know he had that clock that like bend and form and shit.
Yeah,
that guy was crazy.
My cousin actually, one of my cousins lives in Spain, and she was like posting. She went to the museum of like Salvador Dalí in Spain yesterday, I think, and she posted a lot of shit on Instagram. And I was looking at it and I was like, holy shit, because I hadn't seen like all of his art and stuff, but seeing the stuff that he made in the museum, it was sick as fuck. Yeah, like he made something. And
you want to hear one of his quotes?
Yeah.
It's funny as fuck.
Let's see. He's crazy.
Salvador Dalí. This guy's a great painter, artist. "I don't do drugs. I am drugs." That's literally what's on here, bro.
Yeah, no, dude, he's crazy. Like, I love that guy. He's been dead for a minute, but he's like, there's a picture of him in Paris. I put that on my story on Instagram. I don't know if you saw that. He was walking his pet in Paris, and guess what his pet was? An anteater, bro.
An anteater? Oh, I think I've seen that.
I posted that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's interesting, you know, like this was in the maybe 50s or 60s or some shit. Like, what? Who the fuck has an anteater as a pet?
Yeah, I mean, here this one quote shows why he's crazy. He says, "There is only one difference between a madman and me. The madman thinks he is sane. I know I am mad."
Yeah.
So
no, he knew.
Yeah,
he's
fucking crazy.
Fucking love that guy too. Like, just look at his arts. Like, there was something with milk, so he fucking tried to record very slow motion of some like droplets of milk, and he made that to his fucking art. Like it's similar to his signature. He's really fucking sick guy.
Yeah, like these elephant looking things with. Yeah, that's crazy. And art is like one of those ways where you can express those crazy thoughts like that. Yeah. Like nobody's gonna judge him for painting. Yeah. This
I think
weird
one of the
shit.
coolest ones in our like lifetime is probably Banksy.
Yeah, Banksy.
Remember at fucking Larius's class, we watched that documentary that he had. That was interesting.
Yeah. He just is he still like not identified at all?
No, because if he's identified, though, he would be arrested. So I don't think he wants to be identified anytime soon.
He has an Instagram though, so the FBI definitely knows who he is.
No, but I'm sure he doesn't run it.
Oh, he doesn't run it?
I don't think so.
Damn.
Why would he run it?
Yeah.
You would know, like if someone's trying to hide and be a ghost and he's been a ghost for so long, why would you run your own Instagram?
Yeah, he probably has somebody else. But there's definitely people that know him. But that they know him.
But then
kept
those
it
people
secret.
Gotta be like quiet too, because if they find the people around them, they can just like, you know.
That's crazy though. People definitely know him because like no human can exist without knowing somebody. But that
of
they
course
had
the
to
team
be,
knows him, I think, because
but they had to be
shit he does
secret as fuck too.
Yeah,
which is
they're ghosts too. You know?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
and his art is amazing too. He does. I remember that one time he had the painting and it shredded
in the
itself.
auction,
right?
Yeah. And that
made it more valuable.
Yeah, like there was a thing that like triggered with the sound of it being auctioned. The sound made it like fucking. The shredder starts to shred it. Oh, damn. But it didn't shred it all the way.
Yeah,
it got shredded stuck. Halfway,
Yeah. It was about to shred all the way.
X-Acto knives like we did in Larius's class. They were like X-Acto knife, like fucking blades that was shredding it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it was. Remember we were cutting?
Yeah, for the logos or whatever. Yeah, dude. Art's one of those things, man, that can truly, you could truly express ideas in the most. It's up there with music, and then, I think.
Yeah, and then people can interpret it however the fuck they want.
Yeah.
You know? It's like those books that has like an open-ended ending. You know, you just fucking decide what you want to have it, you know?
Yeah.
You see the picture, but you can like it may be expressed to you like in a very different way than it is to like me. Or, Yeah.
Yeah, and with NFTs, it's getting even bigger. It's kidding.
For sure.
That
now artists are finally getting like fucking recognized.
Paid, bro. They're getting paid.
Yeah, but some of the arts I see like in OpenSea, like the NFTs are like such average arts.
Yeah.
You know, and people are trying to invest and make money, which is, I understand it.
Because it's regular people that are not like artists. Yeah. Because they're trying to make money on this shit that's has all the attention, all the hype. Yeah. So they're just putting out whatever fucking art they want, right?
Yeah, it's not even like the good shit.
Yeah. The good shit is Beeple, right? Yeah. That guy, he makes a piece of art every day. Every single day.
For years he has done that.
Yeah, every day, like literally today he made one. Like it's out every midnight, I think, before midnight. Every day, Christmas, holidays, no matter what, for more than a decade, I believe, right? I'm pretty sure it's up there. So, and now he's getting the success. I mean, I think he sold one of his for like $100 million, right? 60, yeah.
60 something million.
60 million.
One of the first ones that was sold, and some guy bought it, and that guy's like, I think he lives in either Indonesia or Singapore. But this guy, he's an Indian guy, and he bought a fuck ton of Bitcoin when it was very cheap. And there's like a video on him. Forgot his name, but he's like he bought a fuck ton of art, fuck ton of NFTs. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. He just buys that shit. And because he thinks in the metaverse, he wants to have like this art museum or collection that people walk in and it's all of this shit there.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna build that shit in the metaverse. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
I've been listening to podcasts that talk about the metaverse, and it's crazy. Like it's, to me right now, I'm just starting to barely understand it.
You know what's crazy?
I don't even know what it is.
You know what's crazy? You know how when fucking cell phones came out, like we were gods at fucking using it, and our parents kind of struggled a little bit, like with iPhones and shit. They're like, oh fuck, how do you do this? How do you do Apple ID? What the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And we were like really fucking good with that shit. The next generation is gonna fucking have metaverse down and the NFTs like it's nothing.
Yeah,
but we're gonna be the ones like, what the fuck is this?
To me, it seems like a video game that actually like
is real.
Yeah. That has the consequences and that it's played with real chips now. Like,
isn't it crazy? Yeah, because like our parents probably like our parents or our grandparents, they probably had no fucking clue like what computers would be, but it comes like fucking natural to us.
Yeah,
you know. But to us, we're gonna be that too, bro. We're gonna fucking fall behind in technology.
But the thing is, I'm not the person that is going to say no to it.
Yeah,
like, I definitely.
But like it's hard to catch up to it though.
To catch up, it's definitely gonna be.
You gotta fucking actively want to catch up. If you're just chilling there waiting to adapt, it's never gonna happen. You're gonna fall fucking behind.
Yeah, that's why I try to learn about it. Like every time I hear it, I get a little bit more 100%. Information on how this shit works. Because I mean, it just came out of nowhere.
Early on
bro.
too. It's early on. That's one. That's one reason too. Like it's not mainstream. You know.
And I think the thing that we have now with NFTs, and it's really closely connected to art right now. I think that's going to change into something else that I don't even know what yet, but
I think music industry is going to like, because fuck Spotify.
Spotify, all the I heard contracts are going to be on the blockchain or whatever.
Yeah.
And then most NFTs use the Ethereum, not even Bitcoin.
They don't use Bitcoin. They use Ethereum. There's some, like, I think Solana also. There's another crypto, Solana. But mainly Ethereum. Like OpenSea, like, I'm sure you've heard of OpenSea.
Yeah.
It's Ethereum,
Yeah, and then the metaverse shit. I heard Snoop Dogg just got real estate in the metaverse.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking should have. I knew about that sandbox bullshit since like each parcel was like $500.
Really?
And I didn't touch it. And I saw it go to like 1,000. 5,000, 15,000. I'm like, fuck.
Damn, bro. If you gotta have 500, that would have been a steal.
Bro, I should have. I mean, fuck, you would just buy a few, you know, next to each other in a good location.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about bullshit ones right now, like 15K or 20K, you know. My buddy the other day, he was like, no, it's 20K now. I was like, I thought it was 15.
But the thing is, like, for me, right now, like, as of this moment, it's not as valuable. Like, I don't see the value of it.
100%.
Right? Like, I could understand the value of a house, but just right now in this moment, I don't believe the value in the thing
Neither
inside.
Did I, but look at it this way. There's all kinds of brands, all kinds of corporations.
Yeah.
There's one sandbox, right? There's going to be maybe multiple ones in the future. Multiple like fucking little universes that you can go chill.
The metaverse, Facebook, whatever.
Yeah. All these lands, there's all these brands. Adidas has a store in the metaverse. Fucking Nike has a store. Tesla has a showroom. All these, like, imagine there's only so many parcels you can buy, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you buy a fuck ton and then you just rent it out to all these businesses and then they sell shit there and then you just collect rents and, you know, it's just like real estate. It's legit fucking real estate, bro.
Damn.
But it's just online. You know?
It's online.
So people,
so
like, it's like a website, basically. It's like a website, but you can fucking, instead of being in a website and scrolling, you're inside of that shit. Like it's 3D, like fucking it's real. You're like fucking character, like whatever you call it. Like, what do you call it? The
avatar.
Your avatar fucking walks in the website. Basically, that's what that is.
Do you think it's going to come to a point where your consciousness goes in?
Unfortunately, yeah. Down the line, bro, fuck. Look at, like me, I fucking use my phone 8 hours a day. That's 8 hours a day, every day. That's more than a fucking full-time shift, bro.
Yeah.
You know, because you work 5 hours a day. No, sorry, you work 8 hours a day, 5 times a week, 40 hours. 7 days a week, I use my phone 8 hours a day.
Damn.
So fucking more than a full-time job.
And some people are more than that.
Some people are more than that. Some people are less than that.
Yeah, I'm less than that.
Luckily,
I'm like 4 hours.
That's good.
Yeah.
My average is like 6. Right now, my average is 6 hours, but there were times that it was 8. 6 hours. That's a fuck ton, man.
Yeah, I know people with like 12, 14. It's like
14. Yeah. Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
their shit is on when they're sleeping too.
I know, right? They go to sleep with it on, bro.
Fuck.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just become a part of you. Yeah. You need to have a phone, or you need to have social media.
Just imagine one day you wake up and there's no more Snapchat, Instagram, or like none of them.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
You feel all paralyzed, bro. You're like, fuck. Even though it sucks, like it's fucking necessary because you're in touch with motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah. But I think what the consciousness aspect of it does, that will be the biggest jump, is because this shit won't matter. Like this physical shit won't matter. Yeah. And you know what sucks? We're years away from that, but
like right now, people are just trying to live life, you know, in the real world. Get a house, buy a car, fucking live a nice life. Then in the future, you gotta hustle in the real world and the fucking fake world, which is like the metaverse. I don't know how that shit would work.
But I think one day it'll go like completely in, where you're just infinite in there.
Yeah, but then how do you, like, you gotta fucking eat, you gotta shower.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just die in this body and go into that shit.
Oh shit, you think like you would be like in the fucking digital world?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh shit, I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. Low key.
Well, until then,
that's not, like fucking thousands of years ahead.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if that does happen, that's what I would want, rather than having both.
Both, yeah, fuck both. Yeah,
like, too much. Just like this one, I had to pay attention to this shit, and then I had to eat like this, but the work I do here doesn't matter, so then I had to go here. Like,
yeah, but what if the work here you do is kind of like bullshit, and then you do your work there and you make enough money to support both lifestyles?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this world is still cool. I mean, I like nature and shit.
Same, bro. I want to fucking experience it with my body through my senses, not in the fucking
But imagine
VR
like
headset.
If that shit gets to the point, I mean, I'm talking hypothetical, like don't even think of how many years this is going to take or whatever. I'm thinking we could have everything, like the teleportation. You could have that in the metaverse.
Like Wreck-It Ralph's in a way.
Yeah, like you could have everything in that digital world, like fly, whatever you want to do, go anywhere.
Because there's no rules of physics. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You won't die.
No death.
Just reach fun.
Yeah. You could have all that.
That's crazy.
But crazy. Again, that's all hypothetical. But these are ideas.
Imagine it happens. It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Anything can happen.
We could, if we have the possibility to think of it.
We can do
it's here, bro. Yeah. It's all here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like we wouldn't even have the thought. Like sometimes I think about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about what can I not think? That's fucking insane.
Probably like fourth dimension, bro.
Yeah.
That's something our brain cannot really comprehend.
I mean, there's a lot of shit that we can't comprehend. That there's so much, yet I know there are things that my mind just can't even visualize the thing. Like the image won't come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on another level right there.
I think another thing that would be really interesting is being able to communicate with animals, bro. That's fucking next level.
Yeah.
Imagine fucking talking to your dog.
Or
holy
like
shit, like your pets.
Fish.
I don't know how you would talk to your fish, but yeah, imagine talking to your fish.
Yeah, like, I mean, some fish like they like move around and shit, and
it's crazy. Yeah. Like imagine like your dog is like, a lot of people have dogs. They're like it's their closest friend, but they cannot communicate. You know, they can't communicate in different ways. They can't talk, but imagine if they could talk. That's fucking gnarly.
I know. And even in like even dolphins, we know they talk.
Yeah, they talk.
They talk for sure, but we just don't know
smart.
what it is.
Fucking smart. Dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins.
Yeah,
they're up there with the capacity of learning things, and
they just don't have
maneuvering.
Hands.
Yeah, no hands, and they live in the water. Ocean, bro. Which is
but if they had hands, they could do shit in the ocean. They don't have hands. They don't have fingers. They have fins.
Yeah,
you can do shit.
You think it's gonna evolve? No. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, you know why? Maybe, but it would take a lot of years.
Yeah.
Because the reason I say probably not is because us humans are gonna have them probably fucking go extinct extinct before they can fucking even get to the
That's why we got to get to the metaverse, bro, so that we could live for infinity.
For them is, let's say a dolphin is born and they have like a little fucking finger type of shit, and then they somehow do something that then they fucking reproduce, and then there's more of those fuckers.
Yeah.
And then somehow the previous ones die out, so then these fuckers have fingers. Over the years, it would fucking take so many fucking years.
Yeah. But I mean, how many years did it take for us? We don't even know that.
I don't know. I don't think humans had fins, bro. We're like fucking monkeys.
No, but even before that, like, what were we before that?
Before monkeys?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, see, that's how long it took for us to get here. Like, even before monkeys, before all that, like, you're talking about like the things in the ocean, the bacteria. So like, shit, all that had to take place for us to be here.
Scientifically. What if it wasn't? What if you just, I don't know what. I
think it is. I think it, especially
how the fuck did the procreate come to place to begin with?
I don't even know. Like, I think the first thing is the Big Bang. I believe in that.
Yeah.
From nothing to something. I don't know why that is. I don't know why do we have the Big Bang?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Who knows?
Nobody fucking knows. Yeah.
If you could ever meet the entity that created it
right now. NASA is like trying to figure out, like, they're trying to fucking look back in the history. Search this up, actually. I don't want to
look back into the universe, right?
No. They're creating some shit. Just search like NASA news and then you're gonna see it.
I put in NSA.
NSA.
NASA news. Okay, they're talking about James Webb Space Telescope.
They're trying to create something that they can look back like thousands of years.
Launch mission into an unexplored world. Hired 24 theologians to study human reaction to aliens.
No, not these, bro. There's some telescope they're making.
Okay, but what do you want me to
just like search NASA telescope? See back in like see past. I guess I don't know.
See past.
Yeah, something like that. Is the articles recent or? It's supposed to be like a recent shit, bro.
All I'm saying is the James Webb telescope.
Okay, what is the James Webb telescope? Google James Webb telescope and let's see what that is. I think
that's it.
That's the one, yeah.
A $10 billion that can see into the universe's past.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's called James Webb?
Yeah, James Webb, the telescope that they're using.
Yeah. So that they're gonna be able to see in the past.
Yeah, that's definitely possible because if we know that the universe is constantly expanding, like you could definitely go to where it was old.
Very fucking hard, bro. Very fucking hard to do so.
I know
it's easier said than done, but
that's all hypothetical. Like, that's what to actually do it, like to actually fucking build shit and do that, like. Who knows how to start that? But all I know is that I think of ideas and that's it. Yeah. And until then.
It's just reminded me of that time that we looked if there's someone there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that lawyer guy that walked into the shit last time we had the
what?
There was a guy, the last podcast we did, some fucking lawyer.
Yeah. That guy.
He just walked in with his fucking, in his like.
Yeah, he knew a lot of shit, bro. He knew. Remember you talked to us about. Huh?
After that, did you ever see him after that?
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, did you see him after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Are you like in touch with him?
No. But I've ran into him a few times, yeah.
Okay.
Good
what
guy.
What is he up to?
I don't know. Lawyer shit.
Lawyer shit, okay.
Yeah.
He was fun. He was an interesting guy. Knowledgeable. But it's funny, like the way he just fucking walked in there.
Yeah.
He like bare feet, like he was wearing socks or something.
It's his own office. Like so he just walked in on a weekend. Because he's the only one there working on a weekend, right? And so he walked in with socks on and told us about like this website that had every news fact
COVID,
about COVID.
Because his dad was like a scientist.
Yeah.
Interesting guy.
Yeah,
he
interesting.
Just came because we heard the noise and I looked. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
fuck. What happened to the lawyer guy?
Yeah.
But this is like a different place. This is not that place. So
yeah. But that guy was an informative person for sure. Like he knew. I could tell he researched everything for sure.
Shyam, have you ever thought of doing a podcast like out in nature?
Maybe. I've never thought about it, but now that you mention it, it's
you know,
probably
because
cool.
you know how I mentioned like you're kind of like a nomad, like with your podcast, like
Yeah.
office from different place to different place, but it's always this quiet like office type of structure type of
Yeah.
shit, like a room. What if it's like out in the public?
I mean, I know people that do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen a podcast.
It's a podcast, but outside. Look that shit up after. But
no, like I don't mean like somewhere like I mean it could be somewhere remote, like in the jungle or some shit.
yeah, but they do it.
Or it could be like in a
the
restaurant
street,
or some
bro.
shit.
Like they do it.
Oh,
they
in
get
the street? What
yeah,
the
they get a
fuck?
table,
Okay.
like a plastic table from
Do
Costco.
people like disrupt them or?
No, yeah, but like they invite that. They basically they're two co-hosts. I forget the guy's name.
What the fuck? That's so sick, actually. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I mean they're in LA. They're everywhere. They
Really?
they travel around, but they bring a table. They have all this equipment and a guy filming, and they just have two microphones and they're talking for a little bit, and they pay $1 for somebody to come and sit with them. So $1, anybody that wants to sit on the podcast, they have a chair right there, and some people walk up, they sit, and they talk. You get like random ass people, bro. Like people who've
That's
been to jail,
crazy.
people who are like millionaires, people who are broke.
That's
like
so
everything.
sick. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah,
Dude,
check them
send
out.
it.
Check them
What
out.
is it
yeah.
called?
Podcast, but outside.
Podcast, what else?
Yeah, they're dope.
That's
They're
brilliant.
dope as fuck.
That's brilliant. Wow.
So they do that shit where they're like
That's
outside.
fucking brilliant.
Every episode's outside. They go to concerts. They're just like in there. They're just like
In a
fucking put the
concert?
concert. Yeah, bring the table. The people are there. They're like, okay, yeah, come on in. Boom. And then,
Like, as the singers like singing and shit in the loud fucking.
yeah, they're just there. Like even on the side of a street
Fuck.
or
Wow. Okay.
anything. Yeah.
Interesting. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
I think it
fascinating
would be cool
thing
if you
too.
can do it in a bar. Just in the middle of the bar, fucking bring your shit.
Yeah.
Some
But
drunk
the thing
people
is,
are
it's
gonna
just
fuck
like
you up.
too noisy, maybe like
Yeah.
that place, and the audio is what with this environment. It's easy for people to understand that okay, this person's talking and then that person's
Oh, and
talking.
that is not.
It's just like everybody's talking their own
okay.
shit. But in real life, it's not like that because we could tell who's talking,
speaking,
and in video you could also tell. But with audio, it's like what the fuck's going on here? This
Yeah,
is
because you don't
crazy.
you don't recognize the
It's
voices
madness.
with the faces.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. But
Interesting.
yeah, there are definitely people like that, and there's so many fucking podcasts out there that do different shit. Like they're some in their car, some on their phone.
In the
Like
car.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, because a lot of podcasts are audio. Like, It's
They don't have a
it's
video,
not a. There are very few that are video. By very few, I mean probably like thousands or hundreds of thousands. Or no, probably less than that. Like 10,000.
But the vast
Who
majority
knows?
are just like audio.
Yeah, most of them are audio
Okay.
because it's easier. But to
I
me,
enjoy watching it with video because
Yeah.
you can see the face expressions.
Mhm.
You can see the tonality and stuff you can hear, but like just being able to see, it's just like a different experience.
yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, when I watch podcasts or watch any video, it's more immersive to me. With audio, you could hear, you could
You get
learn new
bored
things.
unless you're like working out or like
Yeah,
driving.
you're
Yeah.
most of the time you're doing something else, distracted by something else. You just have this in the background. That's how people listen to audiobooks too, right? Like they're in the car driving.
But,
They have
bro, I almost
audiobooks.
crashed one time doing that shit. I was
Really?
yeah, listening to this audiobook and I was like really into it. I
Uh-huh.
was gonna change it. I didn't fucken look. I was just like into it, and they start honking. I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Wait, you were stopped?
No, bro, I was driving in the freeway
Mm.
and then I was gonna change lanes and I was just like too fucking invested in the story that I just fucking went for it. I didn't even look. I just was like,
You
okay,
just-
fuck it.
yeah.
Like, and then somebody honked and I was like, oh shit, like I'm driving. Fuck. You know?
I'm driving.
Like-
There's a lot of videos about that where there are these guys in the car, and in the caption it says, when you realize you're actually driving, they're like slouched like this,
Yeah.
and then they look back like, oh shit, I'm actually driving here.
That happens to me all the time, bro.
Yeah.
My seat is always like fucking all the way back. Like basically I'm in the back seats,
like
bro. Just fucking like ripping it, yeah. But like it's
Riding.
just second nature. Like sometimes when I'm driving home, like I don't even know how the fuck I get there.
Really?
You know?
Yeah, because it's
Like I
so
look at the
habitual.
streets, I'm like I try to actually pay attention. I'm like, where the fuck am I? But then I just go zone out and then I fucking just drive wherever I'm supposed to
Even
go.
on the way here, right? Like I didn't even fucking.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yeah, I was talking.
Do you know
the
where
whole
you're
time.
going, Shyam? Yeah.
I just knew like instinctively. Oh, I had to make a exit to here, and I just knew because I think after you do something for a certain number of times, I don't know exactly what it is, but you just start to develop that. Okay, I know this is the way.
But it's crazy, bro. Like sometimes I try to like actively pay attention when I'm driving, and I don't know where the fuck I'm going. But when I zone out, I'm like, okay, I definitely got this. I know where the fuck is what. It's everything's chilling. But but
driving is something I would miss though. Like if we go to the metaverse shit, that's something I would miss for sure.
For sure. I love driving.
I know.
I mean, shit, we're gonna miss driving when the shit becomes autonomous.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Once
gonna.
the shit drives itself, then you know.
Yeah,
you can be more on your phone. You can.
That's more recent, I think. That's gonna be more of a recent thing
in the next 10 years, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I still want them to be able to drive them because I want to fucking drive. Unless I'm tired and I'm bored or some shit, I want to be on my phone and I'm doing it something. I'm eating or something. Then I want to fucking drive.
Yeah, driving is amazing, man. Like it's.
Then it's gonna be like a horse. Like you know how like fucking people had horses back in the day, and having a car was like a fucking really like high class shit or like something that not everybody had. And then cars became the thing, and not everyone has horses now. Like only rich people have horses.
Yeah.
And then like in the future, I feel like everyone's gonna have like automatic cars that drives, and then whoever has like some manual fucking vintage car is like fucking that's the shit, you know.
And I think those cars you're gonna have to drive on like separate roads.
Yeah, separate roads or like tracks.
And people are gonna think it's so unsafe because they're getting accidents or whatever. Yeah. It's like ancient technology.
They're like, you really had the stick shift. You had to change the gears.
Yeah. What's
These
gears,
cars don't
bro?
even have gears. What the fuck?
What's an engine? And then I think they'll start to get excited when they hear the sound of a naturally aspirated V8 fucking humming, because like the new Corvette Z06 came out. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it has the most power for a naturally aspirated V8. I think like 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
So what naturally aspirated means is like it has no turbos. Usually what a turbo does is like grab air. It just basically sucks in air for the engine, right? But with a turbo, you could like hear air being sucked in.
Like the whistle, yeah.
Yeah, you could hear that. With this, it's just a fucking giant engine without turbos, but they just engineered the fuck out of it to make sure it has that much horsepower, and it sounds amazing. Like this, if you see the YouTube video of it, it's a I believe 20-minute video of the whole introduction of the car, and they started up and everything. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Interesting. It reminds me of that quote by like the engineer, like you know how there's like Ford Shelby's. Shelby was an engineer. It's a guy. He had a quote. He's like, "There's no such," and he's an old dude, bro. I don't know if he's dead.
Yeah, he passed away because I saw that movie Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, that movie is amazing.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
You still haven't watched it?
No, I need to watch it,
bro.
I need to watch it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I haven't yet. I was gonna go to the movies, but
what happened?
There's like kids screaming. Bro.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the fuck happened? Yeah, but what were we saying?
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah. So he had a code, bro. Mr. Shelby. He was like, "There's no such a thing as enough horsepower. It's enough traction."
Yeah.
So as long as you could have fucking 10,000 horsepower, but as long as the car stays on the ground and it fucking like sticks to the road.
Yeah,
really cool.
Let me check if.
Sorry, I got distracted with the children yelling outside.
Yeah. What's his first name?
I don't know.
Shelby.
Just go with Shelby, Mr. Shelby. Imagine his name is Ford Shelby.
Nah, bro. Carol Shelby. That's what it was.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carol
Shelby.
Yeah.
Carol Shelby.
Okay. Yeah, he passed away in 2012.
Oh, okay.
But that movie is incredible. I'm not gonna spoil it or anything.
No, don't. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I know Ford beats Ferrari. Like I know that.
Yeah.
But I need to watch it.
Yeah, that got me interested in racing and shit. Like watching Le Mans. That's what the race is about. Le Mans, the 24 hours of Le Mans. They basically drive for 24 hours straight. They take breaks, of course, to like sleep a bit, and then another person drives the car and shit. But for the most part, they're driving in the night when it's like fucking pitch black. They have like the basic headlights, and you're going close to 200 miles per hour down straights. It's wild. Wild shit. And a lot of people wiped out. They're like, I'm pretty sure they had seatbelts back then too. Like they had the 3-point harness. I think it was just invented in the 60s or whatever. And yeah, that whole movie is amazing. They show his process of developing the car and having to deal with corporate, like the corporate Ford, to be able to go into Le Mans and shit. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time is it, Cham? I'm starving.
Okay. Shit,
Let's
bro.
go get lunch, man.
It's 1.
It's 1? Okay.
Yeah.
How long have we been?
2 hours, bro.
2 hours. Okay. Do you want to continue or shall we stop?
Huh?
Do you want to continue or shall we stop?
I think.
Do you want to rock, paper, scissors?
Should we rock, paper, scissors? Okay.
Let's do it. So
Sure.
If you win, we continue, or do you want to, if you win, you don't want to continue?
Continue and then not continue.
If I win, we continue. If you win, what happens?
No, you not continue and then end it. All right.
Okay, for sure.
First ever rock, paper, scissors on the podcast.
So we go rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then you shoot it. Okay?
One out of one. No 3 or nothing.
Okay, yeah, one out of one. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, we continue.
Okay. Yeah, I'm only gonna go for like 5 minutes.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, well, that was fun.
Yeah. For those who don't know, we got for those who are listening, you put out, what'd you put out? The paper, and then I put out scissors.
Yeah, you put out scissors. Yeah. So first it was a tie.
Yeah,
we both put rocks, and then the second time he put scissors, I put paper, and then he beat me.
Yeah. Dude, that's how we resolved every issue in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like literally rock, paper, scissors, everything.
I love it. Yeah. It's amazing. Or there's one that's like odd man's out. So basically you either have your palm facing up or down, and there's like 4 people, and the person who, like the more people that are matching, they go based on that decision. And the people who have, like, let's say there's 5 people and 3 people have their palm facing up, 2 down, the 2 are fucked. The 3, they go based on their decision. That was another thing.
Yeah.
But these are like fucking, I think politicians should do this shit.
I know,
too.
bro.
Solves a lot of issues.
I know. Because it's quick.
Coexist. Yeah,
decisions.
Quick. It's fair. Right? It's fucking fair.
But it would be weird. But if it's like for a dictatorship or a democracy, and then the guy with the dictatorship wins, and then that's it. Like, what are you gonna do?
But it's fair. It's a fair fucking,
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'm not like, I don't really fuck with like coin flips. I don't know. They're kind of like, I could see that they would be fair too. What do you think?
I think it's 50-50, especially it depends on how you flip it.
How you flip it, yeah.
If
I
it's
feel
just
like the average person fucks it up. Yeah.
Then it's not. But if you like flip it and then it just goes
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like the average person fucks it up too. Yeah.
And then I don't know why people go like this and then flip it again.
Yeah, I know. It makes
I
no
just
sense.
let it fall, like whatever. Like,
or you can just fucking throw it in the air and then fucking have it drop and then go find it and see what the fuck happened.
Go find that.
But
shit.
rock, paper, scissors, as long as you're on the same page and you put your hand at the same time, then that shit is like fair game,
Yeah, it is. And then when in elementary school, I remember there were people that would do the rock, paper, scissors, and then slap the other person if they lost, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was actually a game. It wasn't even for anything. It was just.
Yeah. Did you get slapped?
Yeah.
Hard or?
Yeah. Like you basically had to. We were maybe 10 years old, so it wasn't that bad, but you just got whacked as hard as you can, bro.
That's
and
funny.
even on the hands, I remember the hands too. You just had to hold, either it was rock, paper, scissors or something else, and then you just had to slap that person's hand. And a lot of people had red ass hands.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap this up. This has been fun, man. 2 hours and what is it? 13 minutes went by.
Wow.
Like
to me it felt like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah. I looked up whenever or whenever I Googled that first thing, I Googled that first thing, it was like 50 minutes. And
really?
And then after that, I was like 2 hours. What the fuck?
Yeah, that even really fast after that. We had some interesting conversations. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was.
But it's funny.
That was a fun podcast.
Every time we drive together, that should be a podcast, bro.
I know. Like, we talk for at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, before we get to the podcast.
And that's a whole podcast right there.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could make that like an audio podcast. Yeah, for sure.
We'll definitely do
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad it happened. I'm sorry I was late to your house.
No, it's all good.
But yeah,
that's nothing. And we had a great ride over here.
Yeah, it was nice.
We'll continue the conversation after this podcast as well.
We'll have lunch. Yeah.
All right. Thank you everybody for listening. Much love, peace, positivity, love. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.